Hello and welcome again to Gabriel Speaks. We're going to be talking about our obligation to spread the word. Who's a missionary these days? Okay, we do have an obligation to spread the word. And before recording this episode, I was asked if I have a name tag on, and I do. Did I want to take it off? And I left it on to remind me what I really wanted to say about the idea of being a missionary. I mean, we're all tasked with that finally, to spread the word or to live the word, to live our values, and in that way, we draw other people to the Orthodox faith. But geez, are we doing it? How can we do that? You just don't go out and start talking to people about we have this faith and it's really nice. And we have to be living it, first of all. And you started a church in Chicago, which was one of the most exciting times in our lives because it was pan-Orthodox. It was part of the Antiochian Archdiocese, but everybody was. There was no majority. There wasn't a majority of any one ethnicity. There were Greeks and Slavic people and Arabic people and Romanian people. It was a really good mix, and people were drawn to it because of the fact that there was faith and the whole idea of ethnicity wasn't taking it over. We would have a food festival, and people would members of the congregation would prepare the foods from their national backgrounds, and the food festival was always really good. Now, how do you do that, though? How do you become, well, if you want to make changes or if you want to show people, you have to be involved in more than just your community, in more than just your little isolated
first of all,
church community.
You have to be attached to a community.
Okay, but then the idea of community, you have to enlarge that community. You have to see the community around you, and instead of complaining about the mayor or what's going on in the city, become part of what's happening. And we have not joined forever and ever, but we've become seekers of different political groups to find out what's going on, what people are thinking. I mean, at this level, not what they are telling us, what the TV and newspapers and internet is telling us, but what ordinary people whose lives do not revolve around Twitter and Facebook, and that is not the majority of people in this country. Although lots of teenagers, are entertained that way. But and we went to a meeting this morning, which is why I have this name tag on. And you were asked to give a prayer, and the prayer had nothing to do with politics. Although this particular one was a conservative political group. And when you gave the prayer, you asked for God to join, to be present in our group, or to let us feel His presence, for people to try to feel His presence in our group, so that we could somehow promote a unity and and get rid of the divisiveness, and to realize that we're being assaulted by the devil, and with our participation in what's going on around us, rather than our criticism and groaning and moaning about what's going on around us, we can help affect change, and we can pass on the values that we believe in, the truth that is absolute and not wavering, according to trends of the day.
Well, I mean, according to our contemporary world, truth is relative and subjective. One newscaster had the gall to say that he's the arbiter of truth.
Yeah, that we don't have to think. We can come to him for the truth because he'll always tell us the truth. I mean, and this is, but the thing is, people believe it. Not everybody. I'm starting to see as we become a little more active in the community around us. I'm starting to see that everybody doesn't buy it. So who are they preaching to? I mean, everybody doesn't buy it.
It's just that the newspaper, that the media, the news media, is a bunch of liars.
And they got a loud voice, and they have marvelous forums. Come on, they can speak to millions of people at the same time. Imagine if Christ had had that. But we have his word. We have his word. We need to live it and spread it that way.
But I would ask everybody that's tuned in to us today to tune out the media this week. Fast not only from whatever you're fasting, but fast from the news. Fast from all the junk that's on television.
They don't even believe themselves. We've heard this week members of the media say, I don't believe what everybody's telling us. And it's really, I did a whole episode on this. It is hard to know. It's just hard to know what, and where can we get another perspective? Because as we move quicker and faster and deeper into the idea of things being global, there's like sort of one way of thinking that's being pushed, and one way of living, one way of thinking toward everything. There's they use the word narrative. There are talking points and narratives that are forming our minds. And Voltaire said, if they can make you say what they want, if they can make you believe and say atrocious things, then they can make you do atrocious things. One reporter said that Ukrainians were castrating Russian soldiers, and it was fair because they're not human beings. They aren't people anyway. I don't know why that was reported on the news, and I'm repeating it to say that that's what we're fed. That's what we're told. And there are people maybe who believe that they're aliens of some sort, that they're not real people. Therefore, you can do anything you want to them. They're not God's creatures like the rest of us.
I don't know how, I mean, the depth of man's inhumanity to man, with all these bombings and killings, how can they call themselves Orthodox Christians and do such dastardly deeds?
And we don't know for sure what's being done.
So
By whom?
I hate to use this expression, but the bottom line is each and every one of us have got to take care of ourselves.
And we're responsible to our communities.
And the inward journey during this Holy Week is the most important journey we will make throughout our life and throughout the year. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button on your iPad, your iPhone, or whatever. Put also the subscribe button. Please subscribe. And push the notification so you'll know when we do these videos, when they come out. Thumbs up, subscribe, notification. Remember those three things. And I'd be very grateful. God bless you.